I've been reading Gantz. I've been powering through like a lot of manga lately over the last couple of years, including like Berserk and One Piece. Berserk was the most I'd read in a long time. Well, ever, actually. And then One Piece fucking trumped that for obvious reasons. And now I'm mostly caught up on that. So I went to Chainsaw Man, and that's not super long yet. So I've been reading like My Hero Academia.
It's gonna be real good for the manuscript and SEO. Shut the fuck up.
And so I kind of like switched to Gantz after I randomly remembered the movie that I saw on Netflix in 2017, way back in the day. And I've like finally jumped into the manga because I'd been meaning to for a long time. Just a reminder of the movie. My fucking house is a dump. It made me start reading it on the readmanga.dip. Because I can't buy it anywhere. Why the fuck? I mean, I did. But yeah, like, I'm most of the way through it. I'm in the final arc, so it's gonna be spoilers. But it's interesting. I said that as if it's bad, but it's actually really good and I like it. I'm too luminous. Yeah, that helped. It's very dark, literally, because the author likes using ink shades. The mangaka, you scrub. He likes using lots of heavy shading and darkening. I'm sure there's better words. It's the most I've ever seen, and some of the scans I've seen are not the greatest because of it. I mean, it's all through shonenjump.com/Gantz, because it's totally a Shonen Jump manga. Did I just freeze? There, I just turned off, like, all processing. I don't know how many times it was doing that. Is it doing it again? What are we doing? What was I even talking about? Things frozen. Pissed me off. I don't know if it's done doing thing. I remember what I was talking about. Shonen Jump, and anime manga. It's definitely not a Shonen Jump manga. It's Young Jump, which... That's still weird, because it's very, there's questionable things at times. There's questionable art in there that, like, makes me not want to have the manga downloaded on any kind of hard drive. Yeah. And the author is, very horny. He definitely is. I mean, first thing he ever made was about a guy becoming a woman, and then I think there's, like, sex and a lot of nudity. There's a lot of nudity in this, and sex. But I mean, the themes in it are cool. It's I don't know what the fuck the themes are. People die, and then right at the moment of death, it gets like reversed or something, and they're brought into a room, and then a black ball tells them how to live and what they're gonna be doing, and sends them off to go kill alien demon statue things. I think they're all aliens. There's a lightning dude that they call an Oni, I think. But then they kind of just go full tilt into them being aliens. I don't think the author had like a full-fledged plot fleshed out for the whole thing. He wanted to make something only he could make, which is why this first manga was made. His submission that he did for a contest. That's what that man turning into a woman thing was. That's where he learned to use a lot of ink. Then people liked how he drew boobs. That was their takeaway, and he was sad. Gantz definitely is unique, though, because they go up against all kinds of, like, weird alien demon things. A lot of them seem to be statues and then turn out to be alien monsters, though. It's kind of a thing. One of them's a weird robot Tanaka man that an alien bird comes out of, and there's a bunch of them, and then there's a big demon bird thing that's their boss. But the enemies are, well, I was thinking they were varied, but a lot of them really are just like statues. But they're different statues. Some are like Buddhist things, some are Greek things, and some are not statues at all, but weird fucking lightning demons or fucking dinosaurs at one point. And the dinosaur aliens, I don't think were like disguised. A lot of times they're aliens in some kind of disguise, like with the statues, I guess. But the dinosaur aliens, I think that was them. The Triceratops ones, though, turn into like bipedal meat muscle Triceratops dudes. It's weird. And one of them looks really stupid at one point. And the T-Rexes shoot fireballs. There's a lot of raptors too, and they're like the feathered kind. There's some cool themes in this. Like, I don't know if it's really a theme, but the idea that the people brought into the room might not be the original people, because it seems like Gantz, which I guess is like the name of the black ball, but there's a lot of them. So who or what's the Gantz? Each one has a person inside of it. At one point, the person gets out and they catch... I'll get to that though, maybe. But there's one girl who tries to like kill herself and is brought to the room. But then you find out the girl that tried to kill herself is still alive. She didn't die, so she didn't get brought to the room. So then what the fuck's the person that was brought to the room? Her name... I think her surname's Kishimoto. And even she's like, I tried to go home and I was there, I guess. So what do... And at one point, there's a Japanese pop idol who dies and is brought into, like, Gantz's little game thing. And she falls in love with the main character. And when you get enough points in this weird game Gantz has going on, you can either get your freedom and your memory wiped, you can get a really powerful weapon, or you can revive someone in the databanks of Gantz. And she chooses to revive the hero, and he's already been revived. Like, he died in a mission and was brought back. And she brings him back again, and it's like, wait a minute, now there's two of them. So what does it mean when you revive somebody? Because they make you think there's a chance they're copies, but then one guy gets revived, and it's the main character's, like, friend in all this. And he seems to be pulled out of time from the moment he died and saved from that. So then what the fuck is this other one? What's time even? Are they clones? And they kind of just forget that. It's one of the first things I think the main character, Kurono, he thinks of. And I get it, Chrono, like time. But then he kind of just drops it. He wonders if maybe they're just clones, and the thing is, when they die, he and his friend die together, and they get exploded by a train, and their parts disappear afterwards, leading you to think Gantz did withdraw them and reassemble them. And then when the friend dies and is brought back, he's plucked out of time, it appears. But then there's another Kurono made, and Kishimoto, a second one got made when Gantz fucked up and made her before the girl actually died. So what are they? Are they time clones? Or are they clone clones? And Reika is the name of the, is it Reika? No, it's Reika. The pop idol that creates the second Kurono. She's going back inside after everyone's left, and whatever the person inside of Gantz is kind of outside of the ball after it appears everything's like done. More on that in a minute. Actually, right now. They were on a mission against the Greek statue aliens I mentioned before, and everyone was just getting slaughtered, and there were people from all kinds of Gantz teams from all over the world, because there's many locations, and it's revealed many Gantz balls. They're like being made in Germany, and they're in a mission where they're all just getting annihilated, and this old guy that was part of the team for a while and was dear to them, he dies, and they try to revive him, and the Gantz ball that they're, like, assigned to or whatever is starting to fuck up a lot and talk about the end and everything, and it doesn't revive the guy they wanted, so they all leave, and they think the game is done, they're not going to be summoned anymore. And then Reiko walks back into the room because it unlocks and lets them out after each mission. I keep forgetting things. So she walks back in, and white bald engineer looking dude from Prometheus is standing outside the ball, and he's like, oh, did you want somebody revived? I'll do it. And you think she's gonna revive the old man, and then it cuts to like right after, and it's another Kurono who she kind of like forces to eventually like and marry and fuck. I don't know if they marry. I'm not at the end yet. But just the idea that like nobody really knows if they're actually alive anymore or if they're just clones. I mean, Kishimoto and Kurono both having like doubles. It's an interesting idea. They need to explore it more, though. I'm like 300 plus chapters in, and it rarely comes up. Even when there's another Kurono. Kurono's just like, you know what? You go make the pop girl happy, and I'll live with the girlfriend that we love and cherish so much. And they're just like, all right. They split their separate ways, and duplicate Kurono just learns to like Reika. He's like, fuck it. I mean, she is hot. I can't say that. She's not an adult.